Hi everyone, I am Juan Pablo Garcia and this is my final submission for the course Effective Communication Taught in ESADE. Today I want to talk about culture and how it affects the way we communicate. First of all, I want to give a little bit of context about what is behind this idea. Then I'm going to talk about some examples or some experiences I have had in these past months. And finally, I'm going to summarize everything with a conclusion. So let's get started. I think it is no secret neither a surprise that we live in a world filled with cultures, each culture with its own way of seeing life, its own values, its own thoughts, and even its own way to communicate or to interact within each other. Knowing this is really important because it will help you to adapt better in an international environment. To give you a little bit of data, we were talking in class about Erin Meyer's book published in 2014 called The Culture Map. And she, in this book, identifies 8 areas in which you can classify each culture. I'm going to read them to you because I don't remember them from memory. But first we have communicating. Is the culture low context or high context? This means, do they like to talk about family and what did you do on the holidays or no? They like to go straight forward to the point. Second, we have evaluating. How do they give feedback? Direct or indirect? Third, we have persuading. Principle first or applications first? Fourth, we have leading. Is it egalitarian or hierarchical? 5, we have deciding. Is it consensual or is it top-down? This means, does the boss take the decision and people in lower status just follow, right? Then we have the number 6 is trusting. Is it task-based or relationship-based? 7, disagreeing. Is the culture confrontational or likes to avoid conflict? And the last area is scheduling. Is it a linear time or is it a flexible time? Knowing about these areas will help you a lot. I want you to tell you some stories that have happened to me in ESADE that after this course was, okay, I understand what happened in that time and how I could have adapted myself to get a better result. So my first story begins in Guatemala. Just imagine myself like 6 months younger. I was looking for an apartment to live here in Barcelona and I found a residency. I called for information like common and I was like, hi, how are you? My name is Juan Pablo. And she was like from Spain and she was like, what do you want? And I was like, I saw this information in the webpage, but I have a question. And she was like, I don't have time right now. Call me in 15 minutes and hang out. And I was like, oh my God, what a mean girl. She was so mean for me. Then I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I don't know if I can do this. People are so rude to me. And she was like, Mijo, don't worry about it. People in Europe are more straightforward and you have to be more straightforward. So the 15 minutes passed and I called again the same woman. And I was really direct with the person. I was like, this is the problem and I need this. And she was like super chill with this. She was really nice and she treated me well. So in that point, I understood that I had to adapt my style to match the style of the Spanish people. Yeah? And then coming here to Barcelona, I'm sometimes struggling with this because I give a lot of details that people don't care about. My second story is my experience working with a German. in ESADE, everyone has a German in their group, and everybody complains about him or her. Actually, my German was really nice. We got along pretty well, I think. At the end, we became friends. I like to think that. However, there was this time, he was giving me feedback, and he was like, okay, I think this can be improved. A, B, C. I didn't like this, I didn't like this, and you can work on this. And I don't know what face did I do that he apologized to me. He was like, sorry, I know that I have to say 3 good things and then the bad thing. And I was like, yeah, don't worry, you can be direct with me. But it was really funny to me because like that rule of saying 3 good things and then the bad one is like a really common thing to do in Guatemala. It's like the status quo. It's like in kindergarten they told you that. So it was really funny because I think he was adapting himself to my culture, and he saw my face that I didn't like the way he gave me feedback. Because even that I'm sometimes straightforward, I like indirect feedback. But it is because my culture. So yeah. Those were my 2 stories. I know that I took a little bit longer time, but at the end, the main objective of this video is to be conscious about you have to adapt to other cultures' style of communication. You are not going to fake someone that you are not, but you have to adapt. You have to be flexible and to be able to understand how people feel when you are communicating with them. So I'm not going to take more of your time. Thank you, Katie, for the class. It was really interesting, and good luck.